Welcome back to the Overheard Podcast, recorded live in Banff. My name is Daniel Grudel. I'm here today with Casey James. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to be out here and get back to the old roots of the Bow Valley.
Welcome back, brother. How's the day going so far?
It's going actually amazing. A little bit of traffic coming in, but that's to be expected on a weekend.
Dude, I dealt with it yesterday. I was doing a little airport running back, and it was a nightmare.
Some days you don't want to be behind the wheel.
Definitely not. If it's your first time joining us, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. We check the analytics every week. Me and Matt, my co-host, who's behind the scenes, 70 to 80% of people are dropping by for the first time and not subscribing. So if that's you, do us a favor, costs you nothing, helps us tremendously. Hit the like and subscribe and check back in with us. We got plenty more local community content coming your way.
Awesome.
If you don't know Casey James, he's a Calgary-born tattoo artist, father of two, and a lifelong golfer who picked up the club when he was just 6 years old. Casey's story's taken him through mental health struggles, jail, motorcycle culture, and some darker chapters in his life, but golf has always been there to give him a place to come back to. It's brought him friends, purpose, and some of his best memories. Now, through his Canada's Worst Golf Course series, let me tell you, this is amazing. He's traveling to overlooked small-town golf courses, uncovering hidden gems, and highlighting the people that keep them alive. His bigger goal is to build something capable of giving back to these courses and their junior programs, helping others find some sense of belonging that the game gave him years ago. Before we get too far into it, let's check in with our sponsors. Drink Shaft will be right back with you. Get yours today at Townhouse Liquor. When it's summer in the Bow Valley, early isn't optional. First light on the fairway, glassy water on the shoreline, and that warm hit of sun that tells you the day is yours. But there's a difference between showing up and doing it right, and that, my friends, is Drink Shaft. Cold, nitro-infused, non-alcoholic, it's the Bow Valley's #1 grab-and-go cold brew. So start early and do the day right with Drink Shaft.
Heck yeah.
All right, Casey, let's get into it. Let's start at the beginning. What kind of kid were you growing up?
I wasn't the greatest kid, I strayed off the path. I ended up going down the wrong rabbit hole, bad friends, bad decisions. Parents raised us right. I just took the wrong path, got into a lot of trouble, and decided I was the adrenaline junkie, the chaser of the craziness, and just couldn't ever stop that for a while.
Yeah, I found myself kind of in a similar situation. What do you think brought you towards that? Like you said, good upbringing, raised right. What do you think pushed you towards the crazy side or the adrenaline junkie side of life?
I think what it was is the adventure, the heightened sense of something could go wrong, or you get crazy memories, a chase, or running away from somebody that might want to beat you up, or vice versa, chasing down somebody that has been a bully, and you're like, let me stand up for this guy.
Heck yeah, man. What was it like growing up in Calgary? Did you spend your whole youth there? You're Calgary-born and bred?
Calgary-born and raised, one of few left out there, still living currently in Calgary. Growing up in the city was definitely a fun time. You either could go the good way or you could go the bad way. It was very easy with some of the neighborhoods and friends and the 90s kids to just get into that trouble and then to be absolutely infused by it and being like, it just took over my whole life, actually.
It was kind of before the cell phone era and the internet era, right? Like, I feel we're the same age.
Yeah.
I saw we're both 36. So we're kind of that age where we grew up having social media, but only kind of the later years of high school.
Exactly.
When you first started going out and adventuring into the world, you didn't have a cell phone on you.
No, we were on hopes and prayers. We had our parents yelling at us if the street lights came on, we weren't home. There was bikes in the yard. We would run in, steal every little snack and pop, and get out of there and get back on the road into more trouble.
Absolutely. A very different upbringing, I would say, than today,
definitely.
for sure. Where does golf fit into the picture? You said in your bio that you picked up the clubs at age 6. Who put those clubs in your hand?
I picked it up at 6. My dad brought me into golf.
Nice.
This was back in the day when the kids weren't allowed on some of these courses. My dad would sneak my clubs into the bag, just say that I'm just riding around in the cart. We'd get to hole 2 or 3, do the look around for the marshal, get the clubs out, and then start whacking the balls.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's so sick. golfing with my dad, a very formative memory of my childhood. What does that mean to you, having those memories? Like,
those are some of the best memories that I've had, is getting to meet the people that my dad knows through his sales work, the people that we'd camp with, learning life experiences, hearing all these stories of golf fun and off of the golf course that some of these adults at a young age, you hear it and then you're just like, oh, I kind of want to adventure and try that as well too.
the old 19th hole.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Dude.
Before I even knew what it was, the mystery was always there. It's like, I've never seen the 19th hole. Where is it? I can't find it, guys. Still trying to find it, but
Maybe found it too many times.
a couple times, yeah.
What do you think the game of golf has given you in your personal life that you couldn't have gotten anywhere else?
The golf game has definitely given me a sense of patience, a sense of being able to go out there with all the noise that's going on in your life or my life, that I could actually sit down, focus, be present there, be able to block that out and say, hey, I'm out here. I got to focus on this next shot. I got to pick where I'm going to go, or I got to figure out how to get out of this tree and get back into play.
So there's this thing with like adrenaline junkies, right? And especially in the Bow Valley, a lot of us tend to lean towards that adrenaline junkie side, being the sports that are available here, you know, climbing, hiking, all that stuff, right? We all kind of love the spice of life here in the Bow Valley. And there's something that is calming for people like us that love that adrenaline.
Exactly.
When you can't think of anything else, right? So when you're snowboarding, when you're riding a motorcycle, right? You're so focused on the input and the output that you cannot think of any other issues that you may have in your life.
Exactly.
Golf is kind of like that, but on the other end of the spectrum. Like, it's not a high intensity sport.
No.
But you still have to be so focused that you can't think of anything else.
It's definitely also the risk and reward of it. You hit a good shot, you got to deal with success. You hit a bad shot, you got to deal with failure. It teaches you a lot of life lessons, teaches you that patience, teaches you how to be kind, be respectful for some of these beautiful golf courses and some of these smaller places where a lot of these memories are made, where you get to go out and you get to see the family members having a great time, and it just instills that community sense and vibe to it.
And that's really what attracted me to your content, was your ender. Be kind, kick rocks.
Yeah.
Love it. The game of golf shows you respect, and I love that you mentioned that, not only for the course, but with the people that you encounter.
Exactly,
right?
yep.
Very rare that you end up on a golf course with someone that you don't like, or that is like disrespectful or rude to you.
Yep.
Huge misconception in golf, I find, is that like people that golf are of a certain, I don't know, like snooty?
Yeah, there's definitely a presumption to how golfers are, that it's the upper echelons of people, it's the hoity-toity guys or girls and everything like that, the rich folks and everything, and with an hard exterior of how I look, face tattoos and everything, you get the judgment. But usually after that first or second tee shot, if you duff one or if you hit it good, that people or those people's views start to change on, oh, okay, this guy isn't that bad. And so many times after 18 holes, you're shaking hands, you're making plans with these guys that you just met for 4 hours, and that's where some of my greatest friendships have come from.
Absolutely, man. Sharing the golf course with someone, it goes beyond like friendship, I feel, right? It's a bit of a connection.
It is. It's a huge connection, and it starts showing you that it's not just all about you. You can make those connections, you can meet those people, you can have those interactions, and you can learn from their life experiences that you might be able to bring that into yours as well. And I've learned tons of that through golf.
100%. Let's talk about tattooing a little bit. Before the golf content, you started tattooing, 15 years ago? You started traveling doing tattoos?
I started tattooing out here in Banff. A couple of the buddies that I learned tattooing from were graffiti artists. I was a graffiti artist as well. Kept annoying them day after day, being like, hey, do you want to teach me? Hey, do you want to teach me? They kept saying no. I kept being persistent, and finally, after a while, they were just like, you know what? Yeah. Here we go. We'll teach you how to do this. Get out of our hair. Start scrubbing the floors with a toothbrush, buddy.
You got to earn your stripes,
right? Yeah, you got to earn. You got to earn it.
How long did it take you till you kind of started doing your own thing and venturing out, traveling?
I I worked at a couple of shops for about 3 or 4 years before I started actually going out on my own, trying to travel, find the camaraderie and the friendship in the tattoo community that I wanted to surround myself with, which is still always hard that way because there's either the good side of it or the bad side of it.
100%, man. Especially being around so many different people all the time. People have their different routines.
Exactly.
Sharing a workspace with people sometimes not always the easiest.
No, there's a lot of times where artists, they butt heads together. There's a lot of differences in opinions, how a shop is run, how somebody does a tattoo, the style, their drawing, what happens behind the scene too. It's somewhat of a high school camaraderie too. So you're either best friends with somebody or you're in the total opposite category as them.
What I've noticed when it comes to artists, I deal with a lot of artists through a lot of different spectrums, is usually the better the artist, as far as whatever medium that they're in, the more humble they are. The more someone is telling you how good they are, the art usually doesn't reflect
on that.
You know what I'm saying?
It's, at the end of the day, you got to let your work speak for yourself. It's
100%.
easy to make bad press in tattooing, and it's harder to make good press out of it. I learned from my dad, you do something good for somebody, they're only going to tell 3 people. You do something bad for somebody, they're going to tell 11 to 20 people. And so you got to be willing to, understand that at the end of the day too, as a tattoo artist, that we're in the service industry. You got to work with these clients. They're living with this thing on their body for the rest of their life. It's not a couch where they can pick it up and move it away.
Dude, that's so true, man. That's such a good philosophy when talking about work and tattooing. What do you think's the biggest lesson you've learned about people dealing with them in the tattoo space?
The biggest thing that I've learned from dealing with clientele and tattoo artists and owners is everybody has their own story. We have no idea what's going on behind the scene. We don't know why they're coming in for that tattoo. It could hold a big reason of, memorials or just something fun for them to remember something. And the way that it feels like you're almost a therapist, that these people are so vulnerable to you, and they're letting you know these life stories that they might not even tell their partners about these things.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, a little bit of a psychologist as well when it comes down to it, right?
It is, and it's fun, but it's also taxing at the end of the day. Everybody says you don't want to take work home with you. Sometimes it's hard to leave those stories and leave those feelings at the door of the shop. You go home, and then there's a lot of the behind the scenes of tattoo artists drawing, working till 2-3 a.m. in the morning to get this drawing done because they want to do it justice for the client.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we're kind of on the topic, let's talk about mental health.
Heck yeah.
You said, we were talking a little bit beforehand, you said maybe you've been dealing with mental health issues in your life before you realized it?
Oh, way before I realized it. Now that I look back on it in my older years of being 36, I can look back and see that I started struggling from a young age, reaching out for help, reaching out for that support and that love that maybe I wasn't given, that some of us 90s kids, our old stoic dads didn't always say I love you or told you you're doing good. And with me, my sister was such a great kid, amazing sports player. We're both athletically inclined. Hers would be the praise from doing good, and mine would be the recognition from when I did bad, being like, you can do better. Come on, I know you have it in you.
Do you think maybe that was your way of getting recognition?
I think it was definitely there was a lot of acting out to be seen, to be loved, or to be, told that I was doing good or somebody liked what I was doing, even if it was something bad of, cars and like that. And
for sure. I think it's just a way to get a reaction, maybe, right? Whether it be positive or negative, at least you're getting one, right? So,
and it wasn't the right way. The more I look at it, that we should have been willing to reach out and ask for help, but it's hard to do that sometimes. Even in my age right now with 2 kids, it's still hard to reach out and ask for help because I always want to be the one-man operation. That's how we grew up. We saw our dads and our family members taking care of everything, and they never went to anybody and said, hey, I need help. I'm feeling down. I need to cry today. I need to vent. I need to let this all out.
It's like, I don't think I've ever seen my dad cry.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
I've seen my dad cry once, and it was when his mom passed away, and that was the only time I've ever seen my dad cry.
Yeah, wild, eh? So, like, times have changed so much. How does being a dad now how do you take all this and better yourself for your family and your kids?
I definitely have gone through some parenting courses to learn how to raise my kids in a better way, that we don't have to go on how we were raised by our parents, that we can change the script, that we can do something different. We can make it comfortable for our kids to reach out to us, to talk to us and say, hey, Dad, this is making me feel this way. I'm not happy about this. I got scared from this. And don't get me wrong, everybody's going to fail. I still have my failures while I'm raising these kids. I'm learning it as I go. It's an unwritten book that every day it's a new page that's unwritten, and we got to write the script for it.
I can only imagine, man.
It's tough, but being a dad, I've learned some of the coolest lessons. I've learned that my kids are my best friends, that no matter what, day in, day out, if I fail, if I'm depressed that I don't want to get out of bed and finish laundry or anything like that, or if I succeed, that they're right there behind me, that they're wanting to help out, that they always have a smile on their face, that even when they're sad, they can come out and reach to me. And it's like having two best friends, my little teeny tiny terrorists.
I love them. Have you put the golf clubs in their hands yet?
I have. Both the boys are absolutely natural athletes. Anything they pick up is good.
Amazing.
Golf has been a good one for them because it's starting to teach them the patience when they get frustrated over a couple of bad shots, and then they see people looking at them like, oh, okay, maybe I need to relax and not, have such a visceral reaction to what's going on.
For sure. Again, back to the lessons of golf, learning how to compose yourself in the face of adversity
is a big thing.
Of course, it carries into all aspects of life.
Yeah.
And the more you can learn that at a young age, there's nothing but benefits to come to that when it comes to navigating life.
And I fully agree with that. The navigation of that is where you're starting to learn how to deal, like I said, you're learning how to deal with success and how to deal with failure and where you go from there. And then learning how to be like, you know what? This happened. There's nothing I can do to change it. I had a bad shot. I got to keep moving forward and walk up to that next one, where you can take that and try and put that into my kid's life. Like, hey, you know what? You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall down. You're going to get back up. You're going to learn that as a lesson back in time, being like, okay, yeah, I remember when I did that. And I just kept moving forward. So we're just trying to change the script.
For sure, man. Was there a moment in your history that you remember, a specific pivotal moment where you changed the script in your own life?
I think it was coming late into my 30s. Oh, I knocked over the hat.
That's all right, man.
I think it was, unfortunately, still coming into my early 30s where I needed to change the script, and what it was the kind of aggression, anger that I was portraying out to the world and to everybody else because I was hurting and I didn't know how to reach out.
Yeah.
I've had a great group of friends. Shout out to my buddy Jackson. Jackson, he runs a charity golf tournament in Calgary for men's mental health. It's amazing. They help out with Woods Homes. I've had people that worked with Woods Homes. I've been through the ringer, through jail, through behavioral correctional school. So I've been through that system as well. So to go through that and give back, and Jackson and all those boys, Kai, Alex, a bunch of my guys, they are the ones that kept pushing me to be like, hey, we see how you are. We know something's wrong. You need to reach out. Don't be afraid to talk to us. Come to me. Come say, yo, I'm not doing good. I'm struggling. I don't want to wake up today. I don't want to be here tomorrow. And those guys have put some life back in the tires for me.
Amazing, man. Big shout out. And those types of friends or people in your life are invaluable, right?
Yeah.
I think in an internet age where people are quick to isolate themselves when things are going wrong or maybe not perfect, it's really important to lean back on those friendships. If you don't have those friendships, there is other mental health support out there for you.
There's so many outreach programs, and that's what I've been learning as time is going on, that there is so much help out there, and it's okay to ask for help. Nobody's going to be perfect. We all have imperfections, but that's what makes us who we are, so that 100%. We can, change the script and we can flip open a new page. You don't have to be like, okay, this dark chapter of my life is going to define who I am. You can look back at it and be like, it's just a chapter. It's just a part of the story. Yes, you might be the antagonist in your own story for a bit, but
Yep.
you're gonna change it. You're gonna move forward, and it's okay to reach out for help. It's okay to be down. And I still have my down days where I'm depressed and I don't want to get up out of bed, where I struggle to go walk the dogs, and then you get up and you do it and you start breathing, realize, be happy for what you have, stop being so negative. There's so much negativity in this world that getting a little piece of positivity, even when you're calling Alberta Helpline, for them to reach out and say, you know what, you're doing good. This is hard. This is a struggle. Nobody should be going through this. What you're doing is the best that you can do with the cards that you're dealt right now, and we're happy you're still sitting at the table.
Sometimes it's hard to say that to yourself, so to hear it from someone else is...
It is extremely hard to say that to yourself. I've always dealt with self-image and problems like that, thinking I wasn't good enough, but to learn how to look in the mirror and say, yeah, I'm good enough. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to keep grinding my ass off. I'm going to wake up. It's not just about me. You have other people in your lives that support you and that love you, and that would be extremely angry with you if you weren't there for them anymore.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
What do you think you've learned about yourself through this transition from kind of the darker days and jail and to doing good?
What I've learned about myself big time is that, you know what, I don't have to always take the hard way out. There is easier ways. I don't have to, make myself turn mud into a dirt road, right? I don't have to keep grinding my ass off. That I can take a day off, that I can be, nice to myself and be like, you are going through a lot. You need to take some time off. You got to care about yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm a big firm believer of always trying to give back to my friends. I've always been the person that tries to give my shirt off my back, and I've learned that sometimes I need to keep the shirt on my own back to cover my own ass.
I think you'll be a better help to others the more your own yard is kind of maintained.
Like, one of the biggest things I've learned is you cannot fill up other people's love cups until you fill up your own.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's like all these sayings, what I learned through my recovery process, and they tell you this in AA.
Yep.
They're like
shout out to AA.
Shout out to AA.
Going there myself.
So like stereotypes and these sayings are a reason. Like, they're there for a reason,
exactly.
right? Like, it's because that they're true. And the more you can realize that these sayings that you've been told over and over, like one day at a time, and if you actually believe into these things, like, it's helped millions of people.
Exactly. And then even some of the big things, like going through Narcotics Anonymous for me, is that you're going to fail. There's going to be times where you might relapse or anything. Don't beat yourself up. Look at it like, you know what? Yeah, I realized that. I made that mistake. Now I'm going to keep pushing forward to make my life better, to make that active change.
I think you can always try again, right?
Yep.
The biggest thing for me, maybe maturing, going from my young wild self into, I think, my calmer adult life, is learning to take advice from people, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I used to think I knew it all and no one could help me. The world's against me. Turns out when you start listening to people, they might have some really good advice.
Oh, yeah. And that's been a big thing for me, that I was always so stubborn-headed that I wanted to challenge everything, challenge authority. Mm-hmm. A teacher say, no, you can't do this. Or even back into school, of going through Catholic school, so you hear about religion and then the dinosaurs and everything like that. So I would be the kid that, you know what, I wanted to challenge everything. And then you go back, you hear this advice that people have been saying to you for your whole life of how to do a couple of things, and you look back at it saying, holy, I should have had my ears open. I should have knocked the cobwebs out.
Absolutely, man. I could definitely feel you on that. When did you decide you wanted to start sharing your life online?
I started sharing my life online pretty early, especially through the tattooing community, is that you needed to be out there so people didn't see that you were just a tattoo robot creating those. They wanted to have that connection. They wanted to know who the person behind the tattoos is. They wanted to see that you weren't just out there to make money, and you're not trying to be a rock star and live that lifestyle.
So the tattoo industry, obviously, you want to be humanized.
Yeah.
You're gonna, like, people are going to be spending hours with you while you're permanently marking their skin. I think they want to be tattooed by someone that's pretty chill.
Exactly, and they want to find somebody that they can spend all those hours with, that they're not going to butt heads with, that they're not going to have different views. Yes, everybody's going to have different views and opinions. There's nothing you can do about that. You got to accept that as it is. But putting my life online was more about showing people the real rawness, that, you know, not everything's sunshine and puppy dogs, that there is dark days, that, you know what, it's, not always smiles, but I try and keep that positive life, try and keep the smiles going, and just be happy.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because it brings us right into my next question, which is about your series, Canada's Worst Golf Courses. So when I read that headline, I was thinking, oh yes, this guy's going to be chewing up these golf courses, talking smack. And in all honesty, I thought it was going to be negative.
Yep.
And then the first video comes up, it's positive.
Yep.
What is your goal? How did you come up with the idea behind this series?
So I came up with the idea of the series of, you know, watching YouTube golfers, watching all these clips and everything of these amazing courses, seeing these PGA guys play all these things, having some of my friends and buddies complaining about when we go to these nice golf courses that there's a small divot in there, and they get angry. And I just wanted to do something different for the golf space. Instead of everybody always saying negative things, I wanted to flip it around and be like, look, you guys might think it's the worst, but I'm going to show you that it's not, and I don't care, and that's who I am. And if I can try and help these little kind of golf courses and maybe change those person's perspective that haven't played it in 5-10 years, that they can go back and be like, oh, okay. And the whole thing behind the worst golf course was, to kind of hook people in, and they're thinking that, okay, this guy's going to rinse this course. He's going to just talk about it being absolute dog water. But no, that's not what I'm going to do. That's not what I'm out here for. It's definitely to show people that there's these small knit communities, that there's these tiny little kitschy places that have so much character to them.
A lot of soul in these golf courses you're seeing. Yeah. And again, even though maybe they're not perfectly maintained, you can still have fun out there,
exactly.
Right?
It doesn't need to be the best place. A couple of months ago, me and my girlfriend went out to Golden, and we stayed in a little Airbnb cabin, and across Little Creek was just a wide open field. I had my golf clubs in the back. So what did I do? I grabbed the walked over there, grabbed some sticks, made my own golf course, and played around in there.
So good. Yeah. Why not? We used to do that with a disc golf set. Yeah. So you just set up one, you do tee-offs, man. Like, why not? Golf everywhere. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, golf everywhere to a point. There's some crazy guys out there on the internet. Oh my God, that is wild. Like, those... shout out to those guys. Y'all are wild. I can't do that anymore because I'm not going back to jail again for something.
That's nuts, dude. They're like in the middle of New York City, for those that haven't seen, like piping driving irons in between buildings, and like
I got to give it up to some of these guys. They have great swings. They're smooth as butter. So I'm like, I love it. It's
off the concrete, no sparks,
nothing. Like, these guys are picking it clean, just like Tiger does.
Dude, my clubs would be toast.
Oh, same with me. I get some fat shots quite a bit.
So what makes a course worth visiting for you? Is there like a selection process, or you're just kind of taking suggestions, doing a little research, and shooting your shot?
I'm taking suggestions, doing a little bit of research, and then just also going on blind hopes and prayers. And then I have some golf courses reaching out to me saying, like, yeah, we see people nominating us. We're a small mom and pop's place. We just bought this property 3-4 years ago. We're learning how to use the machinery. We're learning how to do all this stuff. And then seeing like a lot of the reviews online of, I had best time here with my kids. Yeah, it's not in the greatest shape and stuff like that, is especially me being as a dad in the community of all these small little places, and showing these tiny places in Canada that everybody might not go to. It's like, yeah, we love coming out to Banff because it's beautiful scenery, but some of the nicest people, the salt of the earth, are in these small town places where from BC to PEI, people that have never met me are willing to give me clothes off their back, a roof over my head, and a nice warm meal when I come out there, and they say, come stay with us. And that's what I think drives me to do this, is to show that we are still Canadians, and how much love and support there is from Canadians to Canadians, and even from Canadians to people that are coming into our country and want to see the love and camaraderie that we have, and I absolutely love it. And I can't say anything bad about a small town because I love it at heart. I am an old soul. I definitely should have been in a small town. Mom and dad were both born in small towns in Alberta as well.
Yeah. I gotta tip my hat to you, man. What you're doing is awesome, and breaking the stereotype is kind of the big thing that I love too. And then having people in the comments arguing.
Yep.
Algorithmically, like, does you a huge favor as well, right? So people go, no, this golf course is good, this golf course, and like the bickering in the comments is hilarious,
and it's
too.
great, and then it creates that thought for them where this person might have like not liked this course because it had bad maintenance or a crappy layout, and they played a bad round, and then other people being like, you know what, no, I had a great time there. I got to take my bachelor party there. I got to go with my bachelorettes there. We had a great time. The owners let 8 of us on the tee time, going around and having fun. And that's what my big thing is, golf for people who don't fit the stereotype.
I love that video that you did, kind of calling out those people. It's like, hey, listen, this course isn't bad just because you played bad, all right?
Hey, man, there is some times that I play bad as well too, and that's part of golf. It's having fun, it's laughing that you took a bad shot, and just getting to be out there enjoying the outdoors, the wilderness, instead of being in front of a screen all the time. Yes, I get it. I'm filming and editing, and we're
in social media.
We're in social media, so we are behind that. But when I get to go out on the golf course for, if it's 9 holes or if it's 18, 2 to 4 or 5 hours, where I'm not on my phone the whole time, where I'm not checking DMs, where I'm not going through scrolling and looking at videos and going down the rabbit hole, where I get to be in the moment, enjoy it, and take it for what it is.
I love it, man. Which course has surprised you so far?
The one that has surprised me the most, I think, would have to be Hackers Haven in Maple Ridge. It got a lot of bad reviews, but the moment I stepped in there, dogs running out, coming saying hi, seeing a couple of the boys, tarps off, having a great time, and then hearing so many of these stories. Like, my dad took me there when I was 7. I've lost hundreds of balls in that creek. We were swimming in it. The owner there is just an old salt of the earth guy just trying to do something great, doing it on his own dime in his backyard. And it was, for a par 3, one of the most challenging places.
So
it really humbled my golf game. For 9 holes being 13 over, I was like, geez, I need to go to the range a little bit with these wedges.
Well, I mean, just because it's a par 3 doesn't mean it can't be challenging.
No,
right?
exactly. And I think that's a lot of people's thing, is they forget that some of these small courses will teach you so many aspects of your game that you can bring to the big golf courses that make it easier. After a week of playing bad golf courses, or what people are calling bad golf courses, going to something that has great maintenance and great course layout and everything like that, man, was it easy to golf. It was nice to roll a putt and not being worried about, okay, from green to green, you have no idea if it's going to roll the same.
For sure.
You don't know if it's going to take a bad bounce if you hit it right in the middle of the fairway. And then it makes you appreciate these big golf courses too, and stop taking them for granted. Stop being like, oh, I have to sit here behind this group and they're taking forever. It makes you think, hey, I'm out here, I'm at this beautiful place, I have great conditions, let me enjoy it.
Just enjoy yourself,
Exactly.
right? And that's like, we said off camera before, you're paying money to play.
Yeah.
No one's paying you. So even when you're playing bad, who cares? Have fun. Try the shot between the trees. Try to, you know what I mean? Like,
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
You can see in my videos, I try and be a hero. Sometimes it's success. A lot of times it's failure. The next video that you're going to see, my tree bounce luck finally ran out on me. So took a triple on 9 to end my last hole, but I was still hooting and hollering. The moms coming down the hill with their kids, them laughing at it too. We're making jokes, and that's what it's all about, is just putting that smile on and getting out there and having fun and realizing, hey, you know, we could be shoveling snow, or like me with 2 full-size dogs, I could be shoveling in the backyard.
do you think there's something to say just about the game of golf in the difference in experience that you get from one of the smaller mom and pop courses to, say, a massive conglomerate like Fairmont Banff Springs, or like private courses like Mickelson? Like, there's this weird guarded super elite of golf.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it seems like there's the backyard, Hackers Haven, mom and pop, there for the love of the game. Why do you think golf can exist in such different brackets?
I think it can exist in the different brackets is because of where it kind of started, and then some people wanting to keep that exclusivity to themselves and having the people that might not be as good as golf, or they don't want the people that are going to be out there yelling and having fun and stuff like that. I get it. There is the respectable side to it, and I am all for that. When I have to go to a nice golf course and they want me to be respectable, no music and playing, stuff like that, that's totally fine. That's their opinion. That's their rules. Also, being at these small little places, it reminds me of going to a nice dive bar where, you know what, you might see somebody throw a couple of fists, but that's going to be a memory that you go to. And I get it. Like, everybody's going to have their difference of opinion of where they want to play. They might not want to go to these bad places. They want to stay at these good places so they can challenge themselves, so they can bring down their handicap, and they can have all these amenities that they need. But sometimes at the end of the day, you know what? It's okay to go to a bad place, have fun, and just remember the memories of why we got into golf. It was these little places. Not all of us were lucky enough to grow up on these beautiful golf courses. So some of us, you know, we had to scrape our dollars. Me personally, going through mail routes to be like, okay, I gotta go work my ass off so I can pay the $18 to go play.
Wow, man. I think the analogy that you use with the dive bar is perfect. Like fine dining versus dive bar, you kind of have a choice where you're going to consume or spend your money or play. I love that. That's so good.
Even all of us degenerates, we still want to go out to the fine dining restaurant every once in a while. And you know what? I still love those places. I still love going to the beautiful golf courses. Shadow County Naskis, favorite golf course in Canada so far. Been there millions of times and will always go back. And I love being out there, but I also love going to these small little kitschy places because some of the times you go there, you get to see the animals. You get to go try and chase after a couple of cobra chickens and everything that.
We mentioned YouTube golf earlier. Who are you into when it comes to YouTube golf?
One of my biggest ones is Bob Does Sports.
Bob, for sure.
Bob Perez, Fat Perez. I hate. I'm not the biggest fan of calling him Fat Perez. I like calling him Perez. You know what I mean? And that's his handle. Joey Cold Cuts is absolutely hilarious. Big one is Mac out here.
Mac Boucher?
Yep. He is an amazing guy. The guy that can sling the ball like that. There's a young kid, Jimmy, that was on the Internet Invitational. He's a amputee golfer and just such positive vibes. Somebody that's been handed maybe not the greatest deck of cards, but that kid is still out there grinding. Every video, there's a smile on his face. Big fan of D.O.D. Carter.
Big shout out.
He is an amazing guy. Absolutely hilarious. Love Big John. Big John, you know.
All fog, all heart, baby.
Exactly. All heart, all fog. Follow for more. Love that guy. And then, there's definitely some great Canadian, Leslie Atkins. She is an amazing golfer. Absolutely such positive vibes. There's some good girls that are coming up in the Alberta scene too. There's a girl, Megan, that is at Heritage Point quite a bit. Amazing golfer. This girl could be a sports broadcaster, great voice, great way that she holds herself around the community and everything like that. And there's a lot of other women, Claire Hogel, a couple of other, Gabby Golfs. Gabby Golfs, her trick shots.
So
and
sick.
Man, she would walk me like a dog on the course.
For sure, man. Do you think there's a point where the YouTube golf is going to take over PGA? Like we're seeing all this stuff, PGA numbers are dwindling.
Wesley Bryant, the Bryant brothers, and the YouTube golf tour. Yeah, I totally see it going that way, that some of these pros are going to be wanting to be like, you know what, I can make more content. I can have fun. I don't have to have such a big competition. Yes, they're still going to use it as a competition. And they're going to play great. They're going to be 4 or 5 under, no problem. But there's less pressure. There's less, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then it brings more of a real life value to it, that you get to see the interactions between these people instead of, over on T12, Jordan Spies in the rough. Exactly. You get to hear them laughing, and you get to see guys like you and Max Homa when he's like, yeah, man, why are you guys complaining about a bad shot? I take it as like, I healed the ball and I can't miss.
Dude,
like
so good.
That's the stuff. Everybody wants to see the relatableness. Everybody wants to have a part of it that they can be like, I can get on the level with them. That's where I am. I've been there. I've done that too.
I think when it comes to growing the game, YouTube and social media golf has done way more than the PGA has in the last decade.
And it's doing so much more to bring more people in it. Shout out to Tacoma Golf for starting up a company that's going to start bringing more affordable clubs. They're direct to ship. So yeah, you don't get to swing them and stuff like that. But the backing of all these great players behind them, how could you not?
For sure.
How could you not? We want to make the game. There's a lot of people that will say shrink the game and they want it to get smaller, but you know what? Expand the game, get more people into it. This is going to bring more companies out to make things affordable for people. There's going to be more companies that are coming out that are dropping down the prices from the $140, $150 polo shirts down to the $60, $70. So us Walmart guys can go out and buy them and still look good and play good, right?
I think it's becoming way more approachable to the entry-level golfer.
Exactly.
Right? And like honestly, even in Banff, I'm seeing a bunch of dudes that I never ever would thought to golf are now on the golf course ripping it, having a great time.
And then that's what's great about after the whole COVID thing. Yes, there's going to be people that are complaining about that COVID blew up golf. But you know what? It got people outside. It got people together. That's what golf is made for. You look at how many business deals and stuff like that are made on the course. You look at all the friendships that a lot of people made. Countless times you play 18 with somebody, and you're like, let's go. Afterwards, me and you are friends now. And the amount of people that I've met there, even to tattoo, that they're like, oh, you're a tattoo artist. Man, I would love to come get tattooed by you one day. Heck yeah.
It's a win-win, man.
Exactly.
It's a win-win. What do you think is the biggest misconception about golf culture as a whole?
I think the biggest misconception is that it's an elitist game, that it is just for the upper echelons, for the people that only have money. You can get into it. I'm probably going to do a video of doing under $100, getting a set of clubs and going out there and going to these small places and just having fun. It could be one day big enough where it's never going to be big enough like soccer where you can just grab a ball.
Fair.
Sorry, football for anybody that might get mad at me for that one. Yeah, but it's getting to the point, and I would love for it to be like, yeah, it's accessible for everybody, that you can get out and you can go play. And I think the biggest misconception is that you don't have to be a lawyer, a doctor, or the guy that's going to say, my dad's going to sue you, because I'm the guy that gets sued by the dad. So it's starting, I think, to break down that thing of that nobody is above the game, everybody is for the game, and everybody can be in the game.
I love it, man. Yeah. Definitely. Grow the game. Don't
exactly.
Shrink the game.
Yeah.
What makes a good round for you when the scorecard's not cooperating?
Oh, I mean, there's many a times where a scorecard does not cooperate. What makes a good round for me is just getting to be outside, hearing, even if I'm playing by myself, hearing some of the families out there and them having a great time. You hear somebody sink a long birdie putt, and you go look over and you're like, oh damn, I missed it. Or you hear a hole in one, you get to see the friends out there. Or you know what, you're having a bad round and you absolutely plunk one into the face of a bunker, and me and my buddies have been in stitches, crying, tears rolling down our face because of how funny it is, and then seeing the blow-ups of some of the friends and them getting mad, and then they look back, they're like, shit, that was pretty bad. And that's what it is. It's the vibes, it's the energies, it's the finding these hidden gems, seeing parents bringing their kids out there and spending time with them. That's what makes a good round for me, even when it's not a good scorecard, or even if the weather's bad. It's seeing those other guys, like playing around in the rain the other day. I thought I was the only one out on the course. There's two guys ahead of me, and they're in shorts and t-shirts still, just absolutely drenched. But they were having a blast, and that's what, you know what? I could have been having a terrible round. Seeing those guys out there and seeing the people out there getting out and enjoying it and having fun, that's what makes it fun for me.
That's so good, man. If you get to grow the series to where you want it to, if you unlimited growth, what is the ultimate goal for you?
The ultimate goal for me, and what I'm still trying to do day by day, is grow a foundation that we can get hooked up with anything from Titleist, Callaway, to all these manufacturers that do the machinery at the courses, the maintenance, the fertilizer, that we can help give back to these small communities, that we can have a foundation that people can donate to all these little courses so they don't go extinct, so that we can have a kids play program, that we can challenge some of these big companies to maybe make better kids clubs, to make better stuff for the kids so that they can get into it, so that we can have kids play programs in places that might not be able to afford it and might not be able to have the best equipment for the kids. And what I want to do is I want to give back to golf the way that it's given back to me. And I feel like if I can keep grinding my ass off and doing what I want to do and how I'm doing it, that, you know, in time it'll come, and I'm going to keep doing it because that's what I want to do. And I want to see these small places stay alive. Yes, it's easy for the big places to stay alive with the funding and everything, but definitely want to help out, create a foundation that we can give back to these small places.
I love what you're doing, man. Honestly, it's a positive, such a positive thing, marketed as a on the surface negative thing.
Exactly.
Which is so sick.
You know,
using social media against itself. You know?
Exactly. It's like there's so many negative views online where people are going to give their hot takes and why they hate this and why they hate that, or this person is doing that, or this car sucks, or anything like that. And I just think there's so much negativity in the world, and we've grown kind of away from being positive and in a community vibe with each other.
Yep.
That maybe if this can inflict some thoughts of being like, can I take that positivity that Casey's using at the golf courses into my golf game, or can I take that off the course? I'm a big firm believer of RAOK. Shout out Boys Motorcycle out on the island. I live by that random act of kindness.
Absolutely.
Try and do that daily. Even coming out here, I was almost a little late because somebody's pulled over. They were working on their vehicle, and I said, "You need help? I got tools in the back of the truck." And they're like, "No, we all got it. We're all good. Thank you for stopping."
Amazing. I think there's a lot to learn from that too. So on the golf course, there's a local here in Banff. His name's James. Big shout out. And it's like a Tibetan tradition or Buddhist tradition where they hand out talismans.
Okay,
so
sweet.
it's like the act of gifting something to someone without wanting anything in return will bring you the kind of luck that you're looking for.
The good karma, yeah. And that's even down to, I believe in that, and like the respect of a golf course. You fix a couple extra divots other than your own, the golf gods are going to give you something back. I mean, the golf gods giveth and the golf gods taketh. There's definitely times that on this trip I've had more lips out than a strip joint, and I was getting a little frustrated, missed a lot of birdie putts, but it makes it more fun. It makes it more enjoyable. We're not PGA players. We're not going to hit every fairway. We're not going to sink every putt. But at the end of the day, if you can laugh about it, have fun, and then give back to the golf courses, give back to the people that you're playing with, that's what it's all about.
Heck yeah, man. There's a saying that I heard recently that goes like, the better you get at golf, the less fun you have at golf, because you're like threshold for what is a perfect shot.
Yeah.
Like, so when you're starting off at golf, you know, you hit the fairway, you're stoked.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a scratch golfer, you miss the fairway slightly left, or you're on the left side instead of the right side. It's like, oh man, what the heck, right?
Exactly.
So, as you get better at golf, your moments of success seem to be more and more fleeting.
It is. So, like me, I play at about a 3 handicap right now.
Wow.
So it does get frustrating some days because you know you can hit good shots.
For sure.
And then the better you get at golf, you know when you're making those mishits. You know what you did wrong, and then you're working to correct it. Some people will take that into a bad light where they hit a bad shot and they don't hit the fairway, and then they get angry about it, like, I left the club face open, my hands came too in front of the ball with it, I hit behind it, I didn't come down on the ball. Mm-hmm. But I think the better you get at it, yes, there will be the times where it's frustrating because you know that you can play good, but then you got to look back at it, at the thing. You're out there, you're golfing. Dude. Once you've taken that shot and it comes off the club face, you have no hope in hell to change it afterwards. You got to deal with success, or you got to deal with failure. You got to walk up to that next ball, try and save par.
100%, man. I love that mentality. I did an episode with, Luke Elvey?
I do, yeah.
So we did an episode with him, and he told me something during that episode that kind of changed my view on my own golf game.
Okay.
And he's like, if you're out there playing golf and the only thing that's making you upset is writing the number on the card, don't write the number on the card. You don't have to. Yeah. Like, like you said, we're not professionals. You're not handing in your card to the clubhouse.
No,
who cares?
It's not for
right?
a club championship or anything like that. Like I've definitely had days where started out absolutely horrible on the first couple of holes and then just forgot about putting down the score and, started working on things, being like, okay, like this is what I need to work on. This is how I want to try and play this shot. Let me just try something. Let me have fun. Let me try and be the hero and reach the green from 290 yards out.
For sure.
And
or just hit all stingers all day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I think that's sometimes the thing that gets lost in the game too, is that you can go out there and have fun. It's not always a competition. It's not always about getting the lowest score. And I get, a lot of people are competitive and they want to do that. And hey, to each their own. But maybe some days drop that and just go out there, have fun, laugh at yourself for making a bad shot. There's a bunch of times where I turn around and putt left-handed just to have some fun, change some shit up.
Why not?
The amount of putts that I missed doing that, it's like, I could have shot way lower, but hey, I had some fun.
That's it, man. After everything you've built, especially with social media, changing your life, what are you most proud of?
I am most proud of the support and the love that everybody's giving out, that there hasn't been much negativity. It really shows, as somebody that deals with mental health struggles, that there is people out there that'll support you, care about you. And like the biggest thing too is watching my kids stand behind me day after day, seeing me post these videos, sitting there trying to think of ideas of where to go, and then being like, Dad, let's do it. And the hype behind it with the kids of just saying, you know what, Dad, we're proud of you. Like that hits me right in the feels, and every time it makes me tear up. For somebody that's been dealing with mental health struggles, to have people say that they're proud of you, especially your own kids, because kids are unfiltered. They're going to tell you, there's some days on the golf course that they rinse me, that they're like,
sure.
Are you sure that's where you wanted to hit it, Dad? Like, that's 2 fairways over. I thought you were supposed to be good at golf. I'm like, damn, my kids are the toughest critics. They're like, having them in the gallery is the funniest thing. And that's one of the biggest things I'm proud of too, is my kids, the way that I've been able to try and raise them, that I get to hear from people like, oh, your kids are amazing. There's no temper tantrums. Yeah, they're boys. When we're behind closed doors, fists are going. It's a WWF match in the house. I'm in there throwing some elbows too.
It is what it is, man.
Exactly.
Boys will be boys, right?
That's how we are, man. At the end of the day, I'm just glad that I get to do something that I love, that's something that is maybe going to inflict some change in the golf community, and maybe beyond the golf community, of mental health outreaches, and knowing that it's okay to not be okay.
For sure, man. Again, talking about that, you're bringing a very fresh vibe to the golf game,
Thank
man.
you, sir.
I got one last one for you. What would you say to someone who feels like maybe the worst point of their lives will define them forever?
The worst point in your life isn't going to define you forever. It's definitely just a chapter in it. When we hit rock bottom does have a rock bottom, but there's a bunch of people out there that have a rope, that have a ladder, that are putting that down there for you. Don't ever think that because you made a bad mistake in your life that you can't change. I am the total epitome of that. Going to jail used to be such an and everything like that, but now learning that those darkest chapters also created that charisma, those memories, those times where you're like, I'm going to fight through this. I don't want to be back there anymore. And I know I can do that with the help that's out there and the support of your community and the people in your friends group and your family.
I totally agree. I think the top of the mountain is a little bit sweeter when you know that rock bottom, right? Coming from a bit of a troubled past myself with drugs, alcohol, mental health stuff, man. Everyone out there, if we could do it, you guys could do it, man. What are you waiting for? That'd be my...
My biggest thing is if you, especially too, if you want to get up and go after something, do it. I mean, some people might not like it. They might think it's cringe or whatever like that. But if it's making you happy and that's what you want to do, just go after it. If you're sick and tired of stuck behind the office and being a pushing paper person, you want to go be a veterinarian, or you want to change your life, you want to go plant trees in the forest, try it, do it. Failure is part of success. You have to fail to get somewhere forward, and you look at every failure as a lesson learned on how you can actually turn that failure into success next time.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think no project is no one that's successful hit a home run on their first project,
Hell no.
right?
Hell no.
So I think it just takes trial and error and time and persistency again,
Exactly.
right? Like, do you have like a schedule for yourself? Or are you saying like I'm doing X amount of content per week, or
I'm trying to do almost every day. It gets hard with a little bit
sure.
of the traveling,
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
a house right now, 2 kids, the girlfriend, 4 animals, 2 dogs, 2 cats. So I got a bit of a zoo.
Yeah.
It gets a little hectic sometimes, but I'm just gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep trying as hard as I can. Yeah, there's gonna be days that I fail, that I take a day or 2 off of posting and stuff like that, where I do need a day off to, you know what, let my mental health reset, have some time to recharge at home with the love and support of my family. The outpour from the internet is great, but sometimes what is also amazing is your close-knit friends and your close-knit family, where they're giving you a hug. Even last night, coming home, girlfriend comes with a saying that she's proud of me, and it makes me emotional. It's hard to not tear up and think about that
So
stuff,
good.
but it is so nice to do that stuff. So yeah.
amazing, man. I love it, honestly. Anyone you want to shout out before we wrap her up here?
Oh man, I could go on for days. Big shout out to Jackson, Axel, Kai, Alex, Jared Bucci, Sam Perp, Sam Reed, my kids, my girlfriend, my mom, my dad. Shout out to the guys that I work with at the tattoo shop in Okotoks and New Realm. Those guys are amazing. Love them. Shout out to everybody that I've met on this trip. Everybody that has said, hey, come stay with me. We'll give you around here. Shout out to you for reaching out and getting me on here. I am a big social butterfly. I love everybody. And I can't say thank you enough to everybody that I've surrounded myself and people that want to surround themselves with me, and I'm just grateful and thankful for everything.
Dude, well, thank you for coming, taking the time to chat. Honestly, I'm in tons of social media golfers' inboxes all the time, and not always super receptive. You were like so into it, keen, man, and
I know a lot of social media content people don't always reply to DMs, and like I get, it's hard. There's sometimes where I'm 4 or 5 hours just replying to DMs. Yes, I'm missing a couple every once in a while, but I try my hardest to show that I'm a normal person too, that somebody wants to tell me about this golf course, or I had a gentleman, Brock, yesterday message me. His son is a golf content creator. He's 16. He's trying to grow his page. I have a course down there in his area. He said, I know you're probably never going to see this, but my son would love to come play with you. And I said, yep, sure, let's make it happen, dude. And he's like, what the hell? You actually replied back to me? I'm like, yeah, you guys, I'm a human at the end of the day too. I love talking to you guys as well. Like, don't be afraid. If you see me in public, come shout me out, come say hi.
For sure.
I fangirl people that I see all the time. So I'll do the same. Like, you want to take a picture, you want to. Sometimes I'm very bad for that, of knowing my time scheduling. So I might have to be like, hey, this is a great conversation, but I'm 30 minutes behind for my tea time. I got to get going.
Right on, man. Well, that's all we got for today, dude. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you so much for having on me. Thank you, everybody, for watching and tuning in.
I would agree. Thank you so much for chatting. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe. A whole bunch of people don't do it. Would help us tremendously if you did.
Helps us big time.
Big shout out Defending Awesome. Obviously, if you're our fans joining us, don't forget to go follow It's Casey James.
Yep, that's me.
If you're a golfer or not, it's wholesome content. It's really well produced as well. I gotta tip my hat to you as someone who kind of watches the edits, and you do a great job. Like, it's all very appealing.
All on the iPhone, all through one little app where
So good.
I'm not a big technology guy, so once I learn how to do something, I'm going to kind of stick to that rhythm and that flow. And I mean, I would love to have somebody out there to help me videoing and showing me the tricks and tips of camera work, audio, video editing and stuff like that. I'm an old soul at heart. I wrench on my own motorcycles. I draw by hand on paper most of the time. So learning this whole technology side of it, it's a little overwhelming some days, but I fucking love it.
Well, dude, there's something more genuine in doing it yourself. Like, I've been approached with this before, where I've been kind of looking for help editing or some extra help behind the scenes, and people are like, oh, why don't you just use AI? It's like, it doesn't have the creative soul that I'm trying to put out. Like, it doesn't have
the panache in it.
It just doesn't have it. It's trash. So don't do it.
And it wastes a shit ton of water too.
Yeah, forget about that. Big shout out to Defending Awesome. They do our merch. If you want to help support our podcast beyond this, go to overheardpodbanff.com. You can get our merch there. We don't ask for any money, but if you want to support us, you can.
Yeah.
Bango.
Go out there, support everybody. And also, you guys, if you can't make it out to some of these golf courses that you see me playing, find their social media, find their emails, call them, and if you can help donate, do that. And just remember, be kind or kick rocks.
We'll see you next Tuesday. Peace.